Howdy folks. So today I'm going to be showing you how to replace your third brake light on your 99 through 04 Mustang New Edge. Now as you can probably clearly see, this one is really bad looking. I had tried to restore it once before, sanded it, clear coated it. It looked fine, but it was still really warped around the edges and it doesn't sit right. And it's already faded and flaked off, the clear coat has. I will be replacing it with a new smoked LED third brake light, and link will be in the description. First thing you're going to do is pop the trunk. Alright, so looking up into the back of the trunk, we have our main third brake light harness, which goes to each of the lights and the trunk light. You're going to want to disconnect that. And then there are two 10mm nuts holding the third brake light in. One here and one here. We're going to go ahead and remove those. You will need a deep socket for this. Don't lose these. Now for the most part you should be able to just kind of give it a good push and it'll come out. With the trunk closed, pull out at sort of a 45-degree angle and it should come out. Now on the old brake light, the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the old harness, because this will be reused with the new one. Just a couple of these little Christmas tree tabs that hold everything in. Trunk light, just twist to the left and it comes out. Same with the bulbs. And set that aside. Now side by side with the new one, you can tell that we're missing something. The studs. This was a cheaper light. I got it off of eBay. Again, link in the description. And it didn't come with the studs. So what you're going to need to do is take your nuts and thread them down onto the stud. Like so, both of them. Now try to loosen the bottom one and tighten the top one so they jam against each other. Now that we've done that, you can screw the stud itself out. And you can see these are very coarse threads. It'll start itself into the new hole and cut its own threads. Now on the new light, just go ahead and stick it in the hole and make sure you get it as straight as you can with the hole and just start screwing it in and it'll cut its own threads. And you can see this little collar right here, it'll stop when you get to that collar. Good. Now remove the nuts and repeat the process. Alright, on new LED brake light, make sure that these contact points on the pigtails for the LEDs are in the proper place. They can end up like that. So just bend them down so they get in the right place. And sometimes you might need to squeeze them down with a pair of pliers. So next what we're going to do is install the new gasket. And the third brake light should come with a new gasket. And it'll go on like so. So just go ahead and remove the backing for the adhesive. I'm going to stick these down in here so they won't be in the way. This little surface right here that's at sort of a 45-degree angle going from the tail light, that's where this new gasket will sit. Alright, good. Now take your harness and remove all the bulbs except for the trunk light bulb at the very end, opposite to the connector. You won't be needing these anymore, but keep them. You never know when you might need a light bulb or something. Now the trunk light will only go in one way when it goes in. Rotate it clockwise and it'll click. And then you have all these little Christmas tree, little tabs, connector, I don't know what you call those things. They go down in these little holes. And the main connector goes into there. Now on the main harness, the green wires are positive, black wires are neutral or negative, which green to red. And these LEDs are diodes. They're light emitting diodes, and they only allow current to flow one direction. So if you have it backwards, they won't light up. So green to red. There we go. And now just stick it in. There we go. And rotate. And repeat that with all the other lights. Now there are these little tabs right here that you can stick the wires down in. And there we go. That's what it should look like. Alright, now you're going to want to clean up the old gasket off the trunk. Now it looks like somebody tried to use silicone on here to seal it, which I guess it was the previous owner. Or it might have come like this from the factory, I'm not sure. That's definitely silicone. Yes, I am using a flathead screwdriver for this, but this will never be seen. Also, the trunk is fiberglass, so any scratches will not rust. Also, the hood on these cars are fiberglass, if y'all didn't know that. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to take a Scotch-Brite pad or something to go right here along this surface where the new gasket will mate. Now this part's probably a little unnecessary, but I'm going to take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and just wipe off the mating surface for the gasket. Remove the backing for the rest of the adhesive. Also, I'm going to make sure this protective film doesn't get caught underneath it. And now place it in the same way the old one come out. Good. And take your nuts and put them on the studs. And now snug them down. Plug in the brake light harness. And now we'll test for functionality. And now for arguably the best part, removing the film. I think it looks pretty good. My only complaint is that the gasket seems kind of thick. It's sort of a foam gasket, and there's kind of a gap between there, but it does line up with the top of the trunk very well. All in all, for right under 20 bucks, I don't think you can beat it. Thanks everybody who supported me and the channel by subscribing, asking me to make more videos. I do appreciate that quite a bit. So subscribe if you want to, like the video. Thanks for watching.